The lightsabers from the High Republic sure look interesting. But does this new crossguard design even make sword fighting sense? Or is there a perfectly good reason for it? We'd be honored if you would join us as we break this down. Here's why lightsabers are different in Star Wars: The High Republic. When it comes to lightsabers, Star Wars media in general has trained us pretty well at expecting a fairly basic design. But for lightsaber nerds like me, it's always fun to see them shake up the rules and come up with fun new variations on the iconic, elegant weapon we all know and love. So when Star Wars put out our first look at the High Republic, that was the very first thing I honed in on. New lightsabers! Designed with rapier-like hand protection and physical metal crossguards. Now we should mention right here, Lucasfilm put out these images as concept art, so not really official canon just yet, but seeing that this design pops up more than once, it might make sense to get used to these. I recommend employing the Grievous mindset.
Your lightsabers will make a fine addition to my collection.
We figured it would be smart to get an idea for what crossguards are used for in real-life sword fighting. So we asked an expert. Alain Bloch is a lightsaber combat world champion here on the planet Earth, and ESPN magazine even dubbed him the LeBron James of lightsaber fighting.
So in real-world lightsaber fighting, we're using generally what is known as a suba. The suba was really meant to as a form of hand protection to prevent your hand from running up the blade, which totally makes sense in the Star Wars universe, where you don't want your hand to be running up the length of a plasma blade and, you know, you chop off your fingers before you know it. The cross guards that you see in European style swords usually are so that when you get into a bind, so when your blade is locked up with another person, that you could use then that point as a sort of fulcrum to then apply some leverage, and perhaps, like if I had a blade right here, that I could actually move over the blade with my crosspiece and perhaps then come back around with another strike. It could be used as a sort of a leverage point.
Okay, that makes sense, but here's where I get hung up. Unless the crossguards quillions, that's these things, were also blades of light like Kylo Ren's, wouldn't they just get sheared off in a lightsaber duel? Well, yes, it turns out, but only if you're fighting against another lightsaber. The High Republic took place 200 years before Darth Maul, Dark Lord of the Sith, said these words out loud.
At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge.
When he attacked Qui-Gon Jinn in the Tatooine desert, Darth Maul initiated what may have been the first known lightsaber duel between Jedi and Sith in hundreds, if not thousands of years, thanks to Darth Bane and the Rule of Two, which is an entirely different video. This is all just a roundabout way of saying that the Jedi of the High Republic most likely didn't fight against other lightsaber wielders, ever. Outside of training scenarios, that is. These Jedi will likely never cross blades with the Sith because, as far as they're concerned, the Sith are wiped out forever. They're very wrong about that, but again, different conversation. Instead, these Jedi will face off against the Nihil, who have been described as space Vikings, and along with their Mad Max-inspired space aesthetic, they look like they have a penchant for physical weapons, aka not lightsabers. So if a Jedi is going up against a weapon like a vibroblade or something like this instead of a lightsaber, then that metal crossguard starts to make a lot more sense.
I can't wait to see this sort of unexplored period. I think it's the step in the right direction. A lot of what Star Wars is trying to do is be a type of space fantasy, and using the quillins and the crossguard pieces and the rapier style really kind of harkens back to that sort of aesthetic.
But what do you think? Are those physical crossguards a cool new addition to lightsaber design? Is the High Republic just about setting up a way to tell young Yoda stories? I sure think so, but what do I know? You tell me, let me know right down below. Anyway, thanks for watching, and now that you're all caught up, here's the High Republic explained. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to IGN wherever you like to watch.